Hi everyone, my name is Felicia and today I'm going to be showing you how to conduct a super simple but really cool experiment using milk, some food coloring, and some soap that's going to let us explore the interactions between all the different substances of milk and dish soap. So I'm going to start by taking a plate or a bowl, like something like this. You're going to want something that's pretty shallow and has a large surface area here so you have space to see how the experiment turns out. Next, I'm going to take my milk. It's best if you use whole milk or 2%, but any type of milk should work pretty good well. I'm pouring it into the bottom of my plate here. And then I'm going to take some food coloring. So here I have 4 different colors of food coloring. It doesn't really make too much of a difference what color food coloring you use. It's just going to change the design in your milk afterwards. If you don't have food coloring, I'm going to show you some alternatives after this round. So I'm going to start by placing a dot of food coloring of each color I have into the center of the milk. And here is what the experiment looks like right now. I have my shallow plate, the bottom is covered in milk, and I dotted all of my food colorings right in the middle there. My next step is to take my soap and I'm gonna dot it into the milk and we're gonna see what happens. So right now I'm taking the soap. I'm just gonna put a little dot right into the center of my food coloring, and there you go. I also wanted to show you guys that you don't need food coloring to do this experiment. You can use a bunch of different things you have around the house to get the same effect. So I'm going to run the experiment one more time, doing the same thing. I'm pouring milk into the bottom of my plate. And then I'm going to take pepper, like this. We're going to treat the pepper like our food coloring. And you can use pretty much any spice you have at home, anything that's going to move really well through the liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing as food coloring. I'm going to crack the pepper into the center of the bowl. Okay, right now my pepper looks like this. It's more spread out than the food coloring was, but it's gonna work no matter what. So I cracked my pepper into the bowl and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna take my dish soap and I'm gonna squirt some dish soap right into the center of the bowl and we're gonna see what happens. And just like that, the pepper moves to the outside ring. You might be wondering how this could have even happened, how that dish soap could have separated all that pepper and food coloring. And the answer is because of something called hydrophobic and hydrophilic interactions. So I know that sounds weird, but hydrophobic, remember the word phobia, means substances that are scared of water and they stick to themselves. Hydrophilic means substances that love water. So oil and fats like oil are hydrophobic because oil and water don't mix together. So when milk is made of 2 components, it's made of a lot of water, but it's also made of fat from the cow. So that fat is hydrophobic. Combine that into a bowl with food coloring or pepper, whatever you have around, and then we put the dish soap in. Those hydrophilic elements, the water in the milk, and the hydrophobic elements, the fat in the milk, separate. And that's all because of this dish soap. Because dish soap has special properties that break down substances into hydrophilic and hydrophobic parts so that you can break them down and wash them off your hands and wash them off your dishes. So when you put food coloring into milk and then you combine that with dish soap, everything in the milk starts freaking out. The water separates from the fat, everything's moving away from each other, and that's why the food coloring or the pepper, whatever you use, is going to suddenly disperse and go to the edges of your plate.